Hello and welcome to StratNews Global. I'm Surya Gangadharan. Next week, there's going to be a key test at the World Health Assembly about Taiwan's re-entry into that organization. And as we are all aware from the news reports that we read, China is opposing Taiwan's re-entry. How will India play this game, and what are India's views on this? That will, of course, happen later. But right now, I have with me Mr. Wang Ting-Yu. He is an MP, a member of Taiwan's ruling party, and he's a very vocal advocate of Taiwan. Mr. Wang, welcome and thank you for this interview.
Thanks for your invitation and hello to the friends in India.
Mr. Wang, what do you think will happen next week when the World Health Assembly decides on Taiwan's re-entry? What are Taiwan's prospects?
Until now, we haven't received the invitation card from World Health Organization yet. For decades, Taiwan has struggled for participating in WHO and the WHA. We believe this organization should not leave anyone behind because it's not politics, it's about human life. So especially this year, the epidemic of COVID-19 virus is causing thousands of people death. So we appreciate a lot of friends international, like United States or Britain, Canada, Japan. They all speak out. WHO should let Taiwan meaningful participate in the assembly. However, we know for the long term, China government, they oppose this. And this year, they just sent a letter to Tedros. As Tedros cannot raise up issue of Taiwan in this assembly. We feel sorry for that because it's completely politics interfere the health issues. So we are still working on this, and we believe a lot of friends in the international society, including your country, we try to make this world better. So we haven't given up. We are looking forward get the invitation until the last minutes. If Tedros decided not to send the invitation card, maybe some friends will raise up some issue to discuss during the online session, or in the end of this year, the WHA need another meeting, another assembly. So this issue for Taiwan to participate in is a long-term issue for the world. We do hope Xi Jinping from Beijing can realize this is what the world needs and can send a gesture to the world. Xi Jinping is helpful to the epidemic prevention and can increase the stability to the regional politics.
Okay. Is Dr. Tedros bound by the letter China has given him? Has he to follow that letter completely? What is your view?
We hope not, but unfortunately, Tedros always follow Chinese Communist instruction. It's not right, for the epidemic prevention or the public health care. It's supposed to surpass, cross the borders. It's not a politics. It's not a one country issue. However, Tedros, he deal with the WHO, basically China-centric. And when you deal with some public issue in one country idea, that will make this issue, not complete. So Tedros, why he follow Chinese instruction, we can have a lot of theory on this, but unfortunately, he praised Chinese performance on epidemic prevention. However, some of that are ridiculous. Yeah. And about Taiwan to participate in WHA, Tedros, he didn't dare even to mention the words Taiwan. So it's a little bit pitiful, but we do hope the world can fix this because this is not right.
Now, India is expected to take over as head of the executive board of the World Health Organization next week. I think later next week.
Yeah.
What would you expect from India? What would you expect?
We expect some of the friends they support Taiwan meaningful participate in WHA. They will co-sign a issue to discuss, and to the executive board members, they can consider this carefully and not based on politics position, but based on what the world need for a healthier or epidemic prevention better policy to the WHO. So to the world this time, Taiwan, I think we are a little bit lucky. We got the information by the end of 2019. So we can send a warning. There are at least seven confirmed cases in China, Wuhan hospital, isolated for treatment. We, at that moment, Taiwan is under presidency and parliament campaign elections. But even though we think that is a serious signal, so we send the signals through IHR to WHO, but because Tedros, the WHO ignored Taiwan's pre-warning. They believe to Chinese government there's no possibility to human transmission. Now we know they are wrong. But
Absolutely.
at the moment, we are isolated from WHO. So if the coming years in the future, Taiwan is not so lucky to get a little bit information, a little signal from anywhere. If we fail to get that, you can imagine 23 million people.
Absolutely.
They have no idea of what's going on about the epidemic happening in the world. That will be extremely dangerous to Taiwanese people. And when Taiwan faces the threat of a pandemic or epidemic, that will become a black hole to the world. Thousands, millions of people come to Taiwan for business or for travel. If the WHO leave Taiwan, excluded Taiwan outside of this organization, you are creating a potential risk to the world. It's not right. I have to say it's not correct to the world. So for the executive board members, consider about this. Taiwan need to be part of this world, and the world cannot exclude Taiwan because the benefit is mutual. It's not one side.
Now, there is a view that you can't divorce politics from this, that India follows a one China policy, and therefore, at some point, objections are going to be raised that you're allowing, you're violating the one China policy. Now, the fact is, we have also diluted our adherence to that policy of the last few years. But do you think this could be an issue?
Yeah, one China policy is kind of how to say, it's kind of tricky political issue. For example, according to UN Resolution 2758, it is described People Republic of China take over the seat from Republic of China, but in that act didn't deal with who can represent Taiwan.
Yeah.
And that's about the law. And about the fact, in Taiwan, everybody know if you want to come to Taiwan, you need to apply visa from Taiwan government, not Beijing government.
True.
So actually, in the world, Taiwan never can be represented by Beijing government. Taiwan, we have our own government. We have our own channel to communicate with the world. So let's face the truth. Taiwan, maybe we have complicated politics problem with China, but all the problems cannot explain one truth. Taiwan is not part of China. Taiwan people, 23 million is a huge number to the world.
Yeah.
They cannot represented by the Chinese communists. So if UN or WHO you are trying to deal with something about the truth, about the fact. Please recognize we Taiwanese, we exist here for real. You send a notification to Beijing, Taiwan cannot get it. You try to talk to Beijing, their words cannot make a decision for Taiwan.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So this truth, if we related it to the epidemic prevention, that will become a crucial element. Because if we want to cure the world, we want to secure the world from epidemic, you cannot leave any pieces away from World Health Organization. So please admit the truth. Let Taiwanese and Chinese deal with our own complicated political issue. We handle that on our own. But to the world about the health issue, let Taiwan in. Let deal with the real best, real elements, not based on some fake politic propaganda. That would be very stupid to deal with this.
Let's look at India-Taiwan relations. There are indications, hints that we've been given that perhaps India is reviewing some of its current policy towards Taiwan and maybe more proactive in the months to come. What is it that you would like to see?
You know, let's talk about the southbound policy later. I'm from south part of Taiwan. My city is Tainan City. It's the first capital in Taiwan. We have a national university named Chen Gong University. That's my school. I have a lot of classmates, schoolmates from India. A lot of intelligent, outstanding India young men and ladies, they study in Taiwan, work in Taiwan. And to Taiwan, India is not a far remote country. We are looking forward to establish a better, closer relationship with India. So Tsai Ing-wen, the president of Taiwan, we emphasize southbound policy. We especially emphasize the character of India. And actually, we have increased our investment in Chennai. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct. And Bangalore,
Yeah.
we increase our investment over there. And a lot of Taiwanese enterprises and company holders, they are very interested in investing in India. In Taiwan, several national banks holding some conference to introduce the environment of India. Hundreds of company owners they participated in. So to the past, we have contact to the past. In the future, I believe India outstanding IT capability and your language capability, and India is a quite internationalized country. Taiwan can learn something from India, and we can be good partner because Taiwan we are good at green power, IT, AI, something like that. And so Taiwan and India, if we can cooperate together, we can create a better market segment. So that's our government policy, and we are looking forward that we can have further cooperation with your country.
Now, a lot of Taiwanese companies have been reluctant to come to India for various reasons. What is it that are you in communication with them? What is it that they are telling you? What they would like to see in India, perhaps a better investment climate? What is it that they tell you?
A lot of company owners, they don't realize the infrastructure of India. Some they got information, it's lack of infrastructure in some area of India. So Taiwanese businessmen they invest in South India, most of them.
Yeah.
But I know your country is a big country, and so maybe India should give the other country like Taiwan more information about your infrastructure, your labor's quality, and a window to communicate with your government. If our company try to go there to establish an industry park, how can we start our first step? And secondly, because we don't have formal diplomatic relationship between these two countries, I do hope both sides can have some kind of mechanism represent the government, but can waive those political interfere. Let's do business in business way, but the global is business need to communicate it between two government. So maybe India government and the Taiwan government, we should sit and talk to create or to work out some mechanism between two countries to communicate about the investment protection, the information, the channels. So if we can have that, I believe we can see the improvement and the increase of both sides investment, because your country and my country, maybe we looks different, but the basic element, Taiwan is quite similar with your country, India.
The last question. Do you feel India is overly sensitive to China's sentiments about Taiwan, and therefore we are reluctant to move forward with you?
Well, I cannot criticize your country, that's your domestic issue, but the world, since the World Trade Organization, WTO, the past 2 decades, the world tolerated China too much.
Yeah.
The world gives China too many privileges, the tax and the tariff privilege, and some even allow them to steal your technology, your intelligence. We tolerate that. Why? When we endure Chinese negative behavior, because the world looking forward to have a country, China, more democracy, more emphasize human rights. But this year, especially during the epidemic prevention period, from United States to Europe, they all realize they are wrong about this presume. So to India, India is a great country among the world. So the past 2 decades, the same arrow must be met by the same theory. But for now, it's a post-globalization. After this epidemic, I believe the globalization will be terminated to enter a new era of semi-globalization. So under these circumstances, maybe your government can think if you can consider China condition less, maybe we'll make Beijing value India more. So to make friends with Taiwan based on reciprocal condition, to develop both side business, to develop IT industrial, I think that will be benefit for both sides of Taiwan and India. And to the regional strategy, Taiwan and India, we are facing almost the same threat. So we can have a lot of things to talk about it. So as a chairman of Foreign Committee and the National Defense Committee, I am looking forward we can have further contact, talk, and for the very first step, maybe to reduce sensitivity to China. That would be the very good start.
Mr. Wang, looking forward to a better India-Taiwan relationship, and a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to visiting your beautiful country.